Alright, so let's jump right on into now um, solving inequalities by multiplying or dividing. Let's say we have 8x is less than or equal to 40. What we can do is we can divide both sides by 8. We're going to get x is less than or equal to 5. And that's my final answer. Let's say we have d over 2 is greater than 7. We can multiply both sides by 2. And we're going to end up with d is greater than 14 for my final answer. Let's look at a word problem. Let's say Lee earns $8 per hour. We want to know how many hours she has to work to earn at least $120. Well, we want, if it's at least $120, we want it to be greater than or equal to, and we'll just take 8 times the number of hours that we should work. So in this case, we divide both sides by 8 to get the h by itself. We have h is greater than 120 over 8. Let's simplify that down. It's 60 over 4, which is going to be h is greater than or equal to 30 over 2 or 15. So she has to work at least 15 hours to make at least $120. Let's say we have x over negative 3 is less than or equal to 4. Now, in this case, whenever we multiply or divide by a negative number, we have to remember that because positive and negative numbers do make negative outcomes, multiplying those is going to put you on the opposite side of the number line compared to 0. On the other hand, multiplying two negatives is going to make a positive. So that's also going to put you on the opposite side of the number line. So what we have to remember is when we do operations with negative numbers, multiplying or dividing, we have to make sure to flip that sign. So let's take a look at this one. Let's multiply by negative 3 on both sides. We get x, and on the left side and on the right side we get negative 12. But let's make sure we remember to flip that sign. It's going to be x is greater than or equal to 12. And that's my final answer. Alright, so let's say I have negative 7x is greater than 56. Now I'm dividing both sides by a negative. So remember, any operation involving multiplying or dividing a negative is going to involve flipping the sign. So now I'm going to have x is less than negative 8. So pretty much like solving for equalities, but you just have to keep in mind that when you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip that sign. So we'll get some practice on that in class, but that concludes our lesson on how to multiply and divide inequalities.